Imagine walking into the Roman Senate, the most powerful political chamber in the ancient world. Marble columns rise high above your head. The air smells of oil lamps and burning torches. The most powerful men in the Roman Empire sit in silence, waiting for the emperor to speak. And then, something strange happens. A horse walks into the room. Not a statue, not a decoration, a living horse. According to ancient historians, the Roman Emperor Caligula once planned to make his favorite horse a senator of Rome. A horse helping to rule the greatest empire on earth. The story sounds ridiculous, almost unbelievable. But the strange truth is that this story comes directly from Roman historians who lived during the time of the empire. And to understand why this story exists, we first need to understand the man behind it, Caligula. His real name was Gaius Julius Caesar Augustus Germanicus. He was born into one of the most powerful families in Rome. His father was a famous general loved by the Roman people. His family was connected to emperors, soldiers, and political leaders across the empire. As a child, young Gaius often traveled with his father's army. Roman soldiers even gave him a nickname, Caligula. It meant little boots. The nickname came from the tiny military boots he wore while visiting the legions. The soldiers loved him. And for many years, Rome believed the boy with the little boots would grow up to become a great leader. In the year 37 AD, that moment finally came. Caligula became Emperor of Rome. At first, the entire empire celebrated. Crowds gathered in the streets cheering his name. People believed a new golden age had begun. The young emperor seemed generous and charismatic. He organized games, he gave money to the people, he freed prisoners. For a brief moment, it looked like Rome had found the perfect ruler. But only a few months later, something changed. Ancient historians describe a mysterious illness that nearly killed the young emperor. For weeks, Rome waited to hear if he would survive. When he finally recovered, many people believed the illness had changed him. The emperor who returned was not the same man. His behavior became unpredictable. Cruel punishments began appearing more often. Executions became more common. Slowly, the excitement that once surrounded Caligula began to turn into fear. And it was during this strange period that the emperor became obsessed with one particular creature, his horse. The horse's name was Incitatus, and according to Roman writers, this was no ordinary animal. Incitatus lived a life that most Romans could never imagine. The horse supposedly slept in a stable made of marble. Its feeding trough was carved from ivory. Its blankets were dyed purple, a color normally reserved only for the emperor himself. Servants were ordered to keep the area quiet before races so the horse could sleep peacefully. Some stories even claim that Incitatus had servants assigned to care for him. To many Romans, this looked like the emperor had completely lost his mind. But the strangest part of the story was still to come. According to Suetonius, Caligula once announced that his beloved horse would become a consul of Rome. A consul was one of the highest political offices in the entire empire. Consuls commanded armies, they controlled laws, they helped govern millions of people. And Caligula was suggesting that a horse could hold that power. Imagine how the Roman Senate must have felt hearing that. The most powerful political institution in the empire, suddenly being compared to a horse. For centuries, historians have debated this strange story. Did Caligula truly intend to make his horse a senator? Or was he sending a message? Some modern historians believe the emperor may have been mocking the Roman Senate. The senators had often opposed him. They criticized his decisions and challenged his authority. By threatening to appoint a horse to office, Caligula may have been making a cruel joke, a demonstration of absolute power. as if to say, even a horse could do your job. Whether the story was madness or mockery, it revealed something important about life in ancient Rome. Power could change people, and absolute power could isolate rulers from reality. By the year 41 AD, many powerful Romans had grown tired of living under Caligula's unpredictable rule. Fear and resentment were spreading inside the palace. Finally, a group of conspirators decided the emperor had to be removed. One cold winter day, members of the Praetorian Guard confronted Caligula inside the imperial palace. In a hidden corridor, far from the crowds of Rome, the emperor was attacked. Within minutes, the ruler of the Roman Empire was dead. Caligula had ruled for less than 4 years. His reign would become one of the most infamous in Roman history. And yet, centuries later, people still remember one strange story above all others: the emperor, the horse, and the moment when the most powerful empire in the ancient world may have been ruled by a man who believed even a horse could be a senator. The story of Caligula and his white horse Incitatus has fascinated historians for centuries. Some say it was a symbol of madness. Others claim it reflected absolute power. Whatever the truth, the image of an emperor and his white horse has endured through time. Caligula's reign shows how absolute power can distort reality and how obsession can manifest in the strangest ways. In Rome, tales of emperors and their eccentricities were carefully recorded by historians like Suetonius and Cassius Dio. These stories paint a picture of a ruler who could be charming, cruel, intelligent, and utterly unpredictable, all at once. The Roman Empire itself was a world of contrasts, luxury and violence, loyalty and betrayal. In that world, Caligula's white horse was more than an animal. It was a symbol of imperial power, of political absurdity, and of a history that continues to echo millennia later. Even today, the tale reminds us that history is not only about dates and battles, but about personalities, decisions, obsessions, and the stories that survive centuries. Caligula's reign may have been brief, but his white horse left an enduring symbol, a reminder that power, obsession, and eccentricity often walk side by side, and that even the most powerful rulers can leave stories that baffle generations. The emperor, the white horse, and the echoes of Rome's past remain unforgettable. This story reminds us that history is alive, strange, and endlessly fascinating. And sometimes, truth is stranger than fiction.